to the Beauty Talk podcast, your go-to source for trends, tips, and educational insights in the beauty industry. Today we have Becky. Becky, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Becky, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Yeah, so my name is Becky Dunteman. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I was born and raised here, actually out on a farm in Illinois, and I've been in the beauty industry for about 4 or 5 years now.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about where did you attend school?
Yeah, so I attended school at G Skin and Beauty Institute. I actually went to the Oak Brook campus here in Illinois, and I loved everything about the school. Oh my gosh, the teachers were great. The students were great. The education was amazing. I loved them constantly bringing in new people to teach us different things, and I learned so much there.
And it was fun, and you made a lot of friends.
Yes, I made so many friends, so many that I'm like still in contact with now and kind of always seeing what they're up to. So I loved it.
That's awesome. That's awesome to be able to keep those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And, tell us a little bit about what made you decide to get into cosmetology tell us from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like when you graduated high school.
Okay. So I actually went the traditional route of going to a university out of high school. I really had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was just thinking that I had to go to college to be successful. And I went and I changed my major so many different times. I actually started as an agriculture education major. So I wanted to be a teacher in that because that's what I was raised around. That's what I was comfortable with. I'm like, that seems like a good way to go. And I wasn't passionate about it. So I quickly switched my major and started in business and still was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this major. So I was in college for about 1.5 years and finally had a conversation with my mom. I was crying. I was like, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. And she's like, Becky, you don't need to go to college. And I was just like, well, I kind of thought I had to. And she's like, well, I've kind of thought you should go to cosmetology school. She's like, but I didn't want it to be my idea. I wanted it to be yours. And so we were like talking about it. And finally, I decided to leave the traditional university and pursue a career in cosmetology school. So I moved back home and started touring schools and came across G Skin Beauty Institute. And I fell in love with it.
Awesome. So now you've been doing it for 4 years. So now that you took that path and now, you discovered that now that you obviously are working and you're in the industry, you're probably like, wow, you're probably like very assertive and very happy that you made that decision.
Oh my gosh,
and, you could have stuck to the 4 years, but you did take business. So that actually is probably helping you with what you're doing now.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
A business degree could never hurt you, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm so grateful that I made the decision that I did to pursue a career in cosmetology. I always say it was like one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And I get like teary-eyed every time I talk about it just because I was so like lost in what I wanted to do. So I like really found myself through the beauty industry. And I've actually since finished my degree. I finished my associate's degree in business management. And so that's something that I want to pursue in the future.
That's good. And you have to learn how to keep the books.
Yes,
because if not, you're losing money.
Yeah.
Right. So now that, tell me what you're doing, where you're working right now, and, how do you like that? How does that help you the last 4 years to maybe one day, maybe make another move in the industry?
Yeah, so I am an employee at Enzo Salon and Spa. I work behind the chair there, and I actually found it through my beauty school. As my boss came up to me and she's like, "Hey, I've been watching you. Do you want to come work for me?" And so that's how I actually started at my salon now.
Yes.
But I do all things hair, so I do hair styling, cutting. Color services, which I love. I also do nails, and then I am an extension specialist as well.
So you just mentioned that through school. What other things that did G Skin kind of like help you, prepare you to, obviously, you can't learn everything at school. You have to get out there and, trial and error. But how did they help you to, obviously she talked to you about it, but were there other things that they did to help you so you were prepared to get out there in the workforce?
Yeah. And so I feel like I really loved the behind the chair experience at school. It kind of made me feel out what I like, what I didn't like, and it gave me a feel for all the different things that are out there in the beauty industry. One of the things that kind of sparked my interest in extensions is we had an extension specialist come into the salon to show us just a demo of what they are, kind of what they do. And that really like sparked my interest in that. And a lot of the extension that I do has to do with hair loss, people with thinning hair, and kind of just building back people's confidence.
Awesome. And ever since then, I know that you have to continue, obviously, continuing education. What kind of classes have you had the opportunity to take to obviously, get credits and so forth?
Yeah. So I get most of my credits actually through my salon. I'm lucky enough that they bring in a lot of educators into our salon for those classes.
Yeah.
But I also travel and go outside of the salon to take some of those courses. So I just attended America's Beauty Show
Great. Awesome.
out in Rosemont the other weekend and heading to Nashville soon for the Redken Symposium. So that's where all like the hair color nerds and scientists go to like learn all the new things. So I'm really excited about that.
I would like to go to that show too.
I know. I'm super excited. I haven't traveled actually for a show in quite a while. And so I'm excited to get back out there and do some more exploring, see some new cities and learn new things.
What would you said you mentioned earlier that you had done something at school for social media. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I feel like one of the topics that you talk about is like your social media engagement. A lot of people build their clientele off of their social media, do their marketing through that. And so I do a lot of that work for our salon where I help with the marketing side of things. And so I put together a lot of our social media posts and put together content for us at the salon. So I'm kind of our go-to girl for that.
Awesome.
So
now that you mentioned all these things, do you ever see yourself as maybe going on your own? Maybe do you think that like that would be an opportunity with all your experience now, and obviously you're still taking continuing education classes. How do you feel that you think like that would maybe put you in that position, maybe in the near future, if you wanted to? I mean, is that something that you would consider?
Yeah, that's always kind of been the goal. I've always wanted to be in some sort of manager or ownership position of a salon. I love being behind the chair, but I also like the back of the house things. I'm obsessed with the numbers and tracking all of that. I got my like little Excel like spreadsheets down, and I go into detail about all of that. And so I like the organization side of things as well. And so I've always kind of wanted to go in that route, but just working myself up to that, building that confidence behind the chair, working with people. But I definitely always want to be in a position where I'm working with other people. I don't think I would want to go off on my own because I love the camaraderie of being with my coworkers. We build off of each other. We're learning from each other. And there's never a dull moment in the salon.
How do you feel like when you are at work and now you're, like scheduling and, doing and managing everything that you're doing at work, and then managing your personal life and trying to, just have a life and have fun.
Yeah. So we're lucky enough that at our salon, I don't take care of any of my own scheduling. We have a front desk staff that does that. And so that's really nice that I come in for the day. I have my schedule down. I work through all of my clients. And actually, a lot of my social life is at the salon. I'm a very like introverted extrovert where when I'm at the salon, I want to be social. I want to have a good time. But then I go home and I just like to relax. I like to wind down. That's my me time. But most of my friends are my coworkers and I love them so much. And so we get a lot of that socialization through there. And I just like to find the balance of being able to just relax at home and kind of kind of be with
Sometimes
me.
you probably go home and you have like somebody who calls you, one of your friends, and is like, "Hey, can I come over to your house and do some highlights or something like that?" And then you're like, "No, this is me time. I need this me time for myself."
Yeah, I set pretty like good boundaries right out of beauty school that the only like hair that I do at home are the people that live in my household.
Okay.
And I am so grateful that I did that because my time in the salon is my time in the salon and my time at home is my time at home. And I really value my me time.
Right.
And so I'm not one to say no to things. And so I would struggle if I constantly had people coming up to me asking me like, "Hey, can you cut my hair? Hey, can you do this?" And so I just do my household and that's perfect.
Yeah. So what does Becky do for fun?
Kind of a lot of things. I have a little bit of like grandma hobbies, I like to call them. I bake sourdough bread. I garden. Yes, it's so fun. I actually opened up just a little micro bakery out of my home. So I bake
Well, you see, you are an entrepreneur.
Yes,
there you go.
So recently got into the sourdough, love my garden. And I feel like those are very, ways to like express myself, very hands-on things, artistic. And so I really enjoy doing that. I love feeding people. That's like one of my love languages is through food. And so that's kind of what got me into the gardening, into the sourdough, of being able to help like share that with people.
Got it. So tell me something about, so you told me all these things about about where you work and, what you do for fun. Is there something that, maybe, obviously you work for Enzo's, right?
Yes.
So is there something that maybe at work or Enzo's, they do something where they give back or to the community, or something that you guys do where, maybe you help out in the community?
So I feel like we're always making a difference, just even with our clients in the salon. You never know when someone's coming in that they're having a really down day, and even doing something, giving them a nice like extra long head massage, or just making them feel special behind the chair. That's like one of the biggest things for me, is how beautiful or special or like important I can make somebody feel behind the chair, because when they come in, it's their time, it's about them, and they're there to see me.
Absolutely.
But they're there, and I'm making sure I'm treating.
We're almost like cosmetologists and estheticians are almost like therapists sometimes.
I call us therapists.
What did you call them?
Therapists.
Therapists.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes. Because as soon as I get someone in the chair, they're like spilling everything about their life. They want to talk about it all.
Yeah.
And I'm there to take that on.
But you're right, because sometimes they come in, maybe somebody comes in, they're having a bad day or for whatever reason, or maybe something really bad is happening in their life. And, they come and they see you, they see us, and, you take care of them for an hour, hour and a half, and you could totally change someone's day or even week. Yeah. And I think that's very rewarding.
It really is. That's like I was saying with the extension work that I do.
Right.
Total like game changer. Someone walking in versus walking out of how they feel. Yes. And that's the most important thing to me. I love that feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great talking to you. Thank you for joining us in our Beauty Talk podcast. Don't forget to follow us on our website and our social media.